Hello my dear students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about flowchart and the symbols used in a flowchart. So let's start. Okay. First of all, the flowchart meaning is the pictorial form of an algorithm. It is just an pictorial way to represent the logic, okay, to solve any problem. And it is used to, I already said there are three methods to represent the programming, okay, or to develop your thinking skill, that is algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode. So flowchart means by using some symbols, that is the pictorial form, okay. So you can see here the symbols, some symbols that are used in a flowchart. First of all, the first step used in algorithm was start, okay. So for start we are using here an oval, okay, and after that the input, to read the input we are using here a parallelogram, and for output also it's same, and for stop box it is also same, that is oval, okay. And the instruction, the operation which we are going to perform, that is the process, okay. That process is done in the rectangle shape. And decision box, see here the fourth one, decision box means suppose you have a condition and you have to answer that whether you are going to do something or not, okay. Like the decision means suppose you want to go to Delhi, yes or no, like that, okay. That is in a real life situation. And in programming, suppose whether you are going to vote or not, like you are eligible to vote or not, this type of examples that we implement in programming, okay. That is a decision box which involves some condition with two options, yes or no, okay. And next one, flow lines means the direction of the data, where the data are going, okay. And it is used to connect different symbols in the flowchart, okay. Connector means this circle shape is used to connect different section of a flowchart. This connector can connect either decision box with the process box, like that, okay. So remember the symbols that are here, and its shape, like oval is always start and stop box, parallelogram is for input and output, and a rectangle is for process box, diamond shape is for decision box, and circle is for connector, okay. So we need to follow some rules while drawing a flowchart, and there can only one start and one stop symbol in a flowchart, okay. That means start and stop symbol was oval shape, okay. Only one flow line can be used with start and stop symbol, okay. When you are starting the this flow chart, only one flow line, one direction, this type, okay, will be there for start and stop box, okay. Only one flow line can come out of a process box, okay. So you need to remember these things. And only one flow line can enter a decision symbol, okay. While entering a decision symbol, you can use only one flow line, and while coming out from the decision symbol, two flow line can come out from it, okay. And flow line does not cross each other, it should not cross each other, okay. And the direction of the flow should either from the top to bottom or from left to right, not from bottom to top, okay. That is very wrong. Either from left to right or from top to bottom. Like for example here, this is a flow chart to add three numbers. Earlier we have done the algorithm to add three numbers. Always remember, while writing an algorithm for any topic, any question, we have to think what is the input here, what is the process here? Like process means the formulas and all steps, okay, and output means to display that, after calculating, to display the result. So 3 steps are very important, okay. So last time when you were doing the perimeter of rectangle, you were doing like not like so many students have done mistakes, okay, but you have to think to take the input first. How many inputs you want, okay, like 3 numbers. In this flowchart we want 3 numbers as input, okay. So I give the name like variable. It is called, when you will give some name to any numbers, okay, like if I want area and I'm giving it the area name, that is called a variable, which means I'm giving it a memory location, okay, by the named memory location. So here after start, input A, B, C. So very short and transparent, like A, B, C, the 3 numbers that will be, okay. I am assuming this thing, okay. I'm giving the name. You can write PQR like that, very short type, okay. And then the process box, it is in rectangle form, rectangular shape, D. I'm assuming the result, okay, storing the result in D, or you can write any another name variable, okay, A plus B plus C. That is the process. And then I'm again giving the output, that is print D, okay. This is input and this is output in parallelogram shape, and then stop, okay. So see here, what are the advantages and limitation of flowcharts? So now let's come to the use of this flowchart, how much it is helpful and how much it is benefiting, okay. Okay, see here, advantages in advantages, that are symbols. By looking at the symbols we can self-explain that what is the meaning of this flow chart. You can understand very easily, yes. And the same thing can become a difficulty also in case of large program. Suppose the question involves so many steps, okay, and for so many steps you need to draw so many symbols, and it will take so many pages like that, right? So it will become difficult also when it is a large program, okay. Second, okay, of course, because it is a graphical representation, it can better communicate the problem solving logic, okay, because the pictures can attract more than the theoretical, right? And same thing, it will need take a lot of time to draw that symbols also diagrammatically, right? So that is also a limitation, that becomes also a limitation again, okay. Third, with the help of flowchart, a problem can be analyzed in an effective way. Of course, the 3 points are like all are interconnected with each other, okay. Like if you want to change any step in the flowchart, you need again to erase that drawing, right? And that becomes a limitation again, problem again, okay. So these 3 are the advantages and limitation. When you are using something, it has advantages and also limitations, right? Like social media or online gaming, all the things which we are connected with the computer, it also have the advantages and disadvantages, okay. Okay, now see what is a loop here, okay. So when you are going to use decision box, means whether checking the condition, okay, any condition, then you are saying it as in a loop, then that is called a loop. And again, loop means like when you are repeating one instruction again and again, okay, then also it becomes a loop, okay. Like suppose an example, if you want to print a number number from 1 to 10 in programming. Suppose, listen very carefully, if you want to print 1 to 10 in your output screen, okay, and how you are going to do that? Listen, you have one variable n, suppose, okay, you have assumed that, and you have assigned the value of that variable n to 1, suppose 1, okay, listen very carefully, and then you are incrementing the value of n, means you are adding 1 to that value of n. Now my value will get like 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, like that. Incrementing means adding 1 to the present value, okay, means I'm incrementing that variable n each time by 1, right, like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, like that, right? So one instruction can perform this. You do not have to write 10 lines for this, like 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, not like that. One instruction can do this task, okay, but you have to give a condition, means up to till when it will going to add 1 to the same number, okay, and that condition you can give like when my number becomes more than 10 it will finish, like it will terminate, okay, then it will called a loop, okay, means one line can perform this activity to add one value to that variable n. Suppose my value of this variable n is 1 first, initially it is 1, and then adding 1 1 1 1, like 1 plus 1 2, again 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, like that. So it is going to do this task until the value becomes greater than 10. So this condition, you are doing the task only in one instruction and it is repeating again and again until the condition is false. Your condition is n is greater than 10. When this condition will met, it will stop, okay. And you can see here one flow chart of different question to find the larger of two numbers. See here, so here my condition is n1 greater than n2, okay. If n1 is greater, then print n1, yes. If n2 is greater, then print n2, and this connector is connecting these two parts and then stop, okay. Yes part, then that means n1, no part n2, okay, means if n1 is greater, yes, you will print n1. If n2 is greater, no, then print n2, okay. So students, your assignment will be to draw the flowchart for these 4 questions. So let's do this, okay. Thank you class.